recently on Stormfall. The Crimson Fang, a secret organization that is behind the Crimson Order, which had taken over Bexley via Bridgeport first. Crimson Fang has Emrysina's brother. They may be responsible for the death of Kaelin's clan, or the members that were parents and the members that were traveling there. They are responsible for what's happened and what is happening to Felix's hometown of Bridgeport. The party's discovered that they're excavating something that seems to be black powder from the mines in Bridgeport for an unknown use. The regular miners only excavate normal, useful minerals and such, but a higher paid, more secretive group of miners is dealing with the black powder to keep it secret and under wraps. The Crimson Order, again controlled by the Crimson Fang, secret organization, is building a nation using Bexley as the capital. They've turned many of the previous citizens against Calais, their previous nation. They expect war with Calais, likely at the port or some other oceanfront destination. There's a massive mountain range to the west that blocks land travel beyond that. Now, as far as last session in particular, we'll start with this. Checking up on Emil, Brixie tracks him to a disused church near the edge of town. To have a heartfelt conversation before Brixie settles in quietly by his side. Shortly after, the rest of the party seeks them out, and upon finding them, discovers even more. 2 children, members of a resistance, recently orphaned, ask Farmer Fred and crew for their help in the fight against the Crimson Fang and the Bad Man. The Bad Man being the person that leads the Crimson Fang, that killed their parents, and floats along the ground and has 2 giant fangs in his mouth. With that revelation at the end of last session, we will jump into, well, let's dive back into Stormfall. Woohoo! I'll fix the cameras here. And so you're all in the church there, and the 2 little, it was 2 or 3 now, I can't remember, gosh. That I think it was 3. 2 were in the hatch. It was a trap door. They popped up after hearing you all talk about fighting against the Crimson Order and such. Yeah. So take it away.
So what's the last thing that what was the very last thing that happened?
We're talking about how their parents, upon being discovered by the Bad Man and crew, parents rushed the kids aside and told them to hide and run as soon as the parents got the attention of the Bad Man.
Mm-hmm.
So the parents ran out, got the Bad Man's attention. The kids ran and hid a little further, only to watch the Bad Man kind of glide along and kill their parents viciously. But they were talking about how the scariest part about the Bad Man was that he was floating along the ground and he had 2 big fangs instead of the canine teeth. And that's where we wrapped it up.
Okay. All right. Were they asking us to do something, or were they just telling us what happened?
They said, I think they were saying that they wanted to help. Let me pull up my.
It's a really weird insert because it was technically a flashback scene.
Yeah. This nose. Yeah, I think they were saying like they wanted to help in any way they could. And really they were asking for your help. Like if you're interested and they had any information to help you, they wanted to give that, and they wanted you to help them to, not just avenge their parents, but continue the fight. They were part of that resistance, and they want to see justice. They want to feel safe again. They were asking for your help.
How old is this kid?
Oh, one was like 11, one was 9, and then I think the youngest was like 5 or 6 and off in the background.
Wasn't there like a 14, 15-year-old too?
There were 3, so I guess we could say the oldest was 14, if that's what I'd gone with.
Felix will go up and say, "Look, kid, we all have to do what we can in this fight. And all of us," he gestures to our group, "we're pretty good at fighting, so we'll handle that. But there's still a lot that needs to be done. So what I want you to do, see if you can gather supplies, food, firewood. Make sure the people in the town have what they need."
Okay. We could do
Can
that.
you do that for me?
They look at each other. Yeah.
All right, welcome to the resistance. And I go in for a handshake.
Thank you, sir. The oldest, reaches his hand out and does like the forearm to forearm, or tries to do that, with you as a.
It like goes up to like there.
Neat. Yeah. Awesome. Yes, sir. And he goes to turn to the others and give them some instruction, and then Part starts to pull the hatch down. Well, just if you need us or whatever you need us for, just meet us here. 3 knocks and then 5 knocks, and we'll answer.
Everybody writes it down. 3.
Awesome.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Go pull
See you
down
soon.
All right, and you're all left alone in this church that's seen better days. With a schedule to, I think you guys tried to get hired or whatever to go down into the mines and help. You were going to get paid for that or something, if I recall.
Yes. Yeah, I think that we were on our way down. Like, we'd already talked to someone. We were on our way down to work when we reconned, going back to check on Emil.
I remember you guys got badges.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Yeah, we were on our way down into the, we were taking an elevator down.
Yes.
I guess Kaylin will probably ask Emil, "Are you sure you'll be okay here?"
No, but I think it's the safest place for me, and I think it's the safest place for you guys for me to stay here.
Kaylin kind of narrows her eyes at that because she doesn't know what he's talking about, but respects his privacy and just kind of walks out.
Hey, Emil, watch out for those kids for me, will you?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Thanks. And Felix follows Kaylin.
Right. Was everyone else who follows Felix? Who else?
I'm going with Felix.
Okay. And Brixie, are you waiting with Emil still?
Yeah, I'm staying with Emil.
Okay. I'll say that Emrysina will probably go with Emil. He wants some answers about her brother. And
she'll go with Emil, or she'll go with Felix?
I'm sorry, right. She'll go with Felix. She wants to go down into the thing. Thanks, Emil. Where am I? And oh gosh, where would Blueberry go?
I picked Blueberry up and I just take her.
I feel like she would
I
probably have a
take her.
soft spot for the kids.
Blueberry had the work.
Oh yeah, she's
part,
going down with
though.
everybody.
Oh, that's
'cause
right. She even did the
I
thing.
forgot the little-
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Thank
about
you,
that.
Sam.
Oh,
So-
I forget about that moment.
Yeah, it was great. And
How
the
can
and
we
the orc
forget
guard was
about
like,
it?
yeah. That's great. It's got the little paw signature. Okay, so Blueberry trots along behind Felix and Kaylin, and Mina and Em. Yeah. Emil and Brixley settle back in. All right, I guess we'll take it away with the Kaylin team first. So Kaylin, are you now heading over to? We can catch up to where we were before, where you all got your cards and.
Yeah. I mean, I said like we were on our way down, so I guess we'll take the elevator back down into the mines where we were going before.
All right, let me share this map out. This is, of course, just for a visual. No, my mouth's not going to work tonight. Yeah. It's just not going to work. My brain's at like 1 HP tonight. Thank you. Yes, A for effort for me. Yay. So you guys have all already gone down. You head into the first section of the mine, which is just this shaft that goes directly down on this rickety-ish elevator. As it arrives in the official first level of the mine, you depart and head down the rail line, and it splits to the left and to the right, and you were told to head to the right. You talk to... gosh, what was his name? All right, let's see. Talk to... Oops, almost said the wrong name. That would have been given away.
Spoilers.
I know, right? Yeah. Of course, I don't have anything organized tonight when I need it the most. Let me just go down to the bottom. Oh, Knight. I think it was Knight Lieutenant Kane. His Quartermaster Bensley was up top. Knight Lieutenant Kane is down here to the right, all the way at the end by those shabbily Tron tents, see-through tents. And you were instructed to go see. I can't remember if it was him or her, so we'll say him for now. And he was going to give you some more instruction on, where to go, what to do. So if you want, move your toe. I mean, you can also just try and go down. You can do whatever you want. You guys, that's just what you were instructed to do. But you're here, and it's your choice.
Okay, so I guess I will. So we're trying to find this person that we're supposed to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I'll go to this first fine gentleman we come across, or woman, whoever that is.
Okay.
And just ask, since we don't really know the name, ask where to find the person in charge, where we check in with, or...
Okay. Yeah, she's hustling. She's moving a lot of supplies around. Food, water, cloth, cooking materials, cooking hands and whatnot. She seems to be moving a bunch of these objects and crates, setting them out where they belong. And doesn't really seem to have too much time for you. She looks up as she's working. Yes. New faces. Lovely. Yes. Why not more? What can I help you with?
We already have our passes. We were just here to check in to get started.
Good. Well, okay. Good, but what can I help you with? I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pass me that crate?
Are you the supervisor? Pass her the crate. Are you the supervisor, or who is?
Thank you. I'm sorry. No. Knight Lieutenant Kane. Just over there by the sacks of rice, and it's against the western, against the easternmost wall there. Just head all the way down in the end, past the tents, and you'll see him. You can't miss him. Dark amber hair, and he'll be pacing back and forth. He'll probably have made a worn out a rut in the ground over there from his pacing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Good day. She gets back to her work.
How much over there? If we see the person, do we see the person pacing that they're referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll go over there.
Perfect.
Kane, is it?
It's Knight Lieutenant Kane, but yes.
My apologies. We're just a little turned around in here. We're check in for work.
He's still doing a bit of like walking back and forth, hands folded behind his back neatly, and shifting every so often, hands folded in front. The new batch of miners, yes. Lovely. Have you all walked up with Kaylin and Mina at this point?
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks you all over, looks at Blueberry for a moment with a card hanging from his neck.
Very hard worker.
Well, very well. Actually, I'm gonna have him roll something just to see how well he assesses you guys. It's gonna depend on what he's gonna send you to do.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
I'm not built for hard labor, Dan.
He did well. Everything was above 10, and there was a 20 and a couple other high ones in there. So he sees how he sees everyone's potential, how well suited you are for work and danger. Are you? You look like a sturdy crew. Use folks like you, but. Down on the third level of the mine. Precious materials down there. You have to prove yourself trustworthy until you can. It'll be extra observation, of course. But it's the highest pay. We've cleared all the creatures out. Just some natural hazards every so often, so keep guard and report any instability in the structures down there. You'll be paid handsomely.
What sort of natural hazards are we talking about here?
Some of the supports take on a little more than they can bear. See any cracks? Hear any creaking? Anything that gives you pause, report it so we can go back and reinforce. Other than that, we've secured the area heavily.
Good to know.
How many days are you looking to work?
I believe we do all week, I think.
Oh, we got the full con pass.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, be paid handsomely then. Did they give you a going rate, or did they leave that up to me?
They did say something. I can't remember what it was.
Perfect. So we'll just review that later. I'm pretty sure it was handsome pay.
Yeah,
we'll
it was really good.
Excellent. Well, you can gather some supplies, your mining picks, hard hats, and such down the way. Have you already met Zendella? Runs around a lot, scurrying like a maniac, nose in her work.
No, we haven't.
Doesn't sound familiar.
She's looks over your shoulders. Down at the end of the tents on the right there. Ask her, see that you get your supplies. we'll have a couple senior miners walk you down to the 3rd level.
Sounds good.
Should they be mining if they're over 65?
Sense of humor is good to have down here. Go get your gear. Get underway. You can consider today your first day. Get started right away. Be a full
Glad
day.
for the work. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'll turn and start walking towards Cinderella.
Okay. Turn back and walk towards Cinderella. You see her still scurrying around per the such knows her work. Oh,
Miss
good.
Cinderella?
Hi,
Yes.
you're back.
And we're just here to get our supplies. We just talked to the Night Lieutenant.
Now you're speaking my language. Yes, please take some of this off of my hands. We have, and she turns around, starts pulling, pops open a crate, takes out. How many of you are there? 1, 2. There's what, 5 of you here?
5.
4.
4.5.
Okay, 4 picks. And she looks at Blueberry. I'm sure there'll be a job for him. Just probably not this. And puts the pickaxe back. So I'll add a pickaxe in your inventories. Hard hats or no? Not everyone cares for them. They are not mandatory. Just suggested.
I'll take a hard hat. Thank
Okay,
you.
one for you. Okay, and for you?
I'll take a hard hat and
Yes.
on Blueberry as well.
And nice. She gives one to M, and then she looks at Blueberry and oh yes, I'm wouldn't be doing my job. And she turns around and you see her take out a pair of like metal cutter snips, and you hear her tamping away at something, cutting a little corners out to snip out areas for little doggy ears. She, folds them over to make sure they're safe and gives a little buff. And, she takes like a full 5 minutes to do this because she's a perfectionist with this stuff. And, yes, and goes to place it down on Blueberry's head on top of the wizard thing, wizard cap. I'll have to ask you since Beth's not here tonight, but we'll say that maybe she goes to take off. Either she puts it over that or takes off the hat. We'll figure that out later. Everyone's got their hard hat. She looks around. Bert, Ernie, can you show them wherever they're going? What level are you all going to? Must be at least 2nd.
3. The 3rd.
3.
Oh yes, hardy crew. Yes. Please show them down to the 3rd level. All right, they just kind of grunt, and
Okay.
as you look at Bert and Ernie, you see that they're while they're wearing the miner's sort of gear, because you've been out and adventuring so long, you know a fighter when you see one, like a well-trained, and they're clearly more security than miners. Which is obvious to you guys given all your experience so far. All right, this way. And they start walking down the track. And, as you can see, it loops around. You go through some areas where there's just a few miners, some of the townsfolk, working away off the sides of this part of the track. It loops around and continues a decent descent as it heads down to the 2nd level. Excuse me, let me pull this up so I can, oops, no, don't do that when I asked that. You're out level number 2.
Ooh. Level number 2 or 3? This 2 or 3?
This is the 2nd one, because
Okay.
you're passing through it, I figured I'd show
Okay.
you so you have an idea what it looks like. There's 2. Okay. So you're coming from the western side of this. It's just I forgot to rotate it because I did this evening. Okay, so you come through and you see, although I don't have all the tokens out, there are a boatload of people working in here. It's fairly clean. I mean, you've been in enough caverns and mines to know what it usually smells like. It's that dank smell. A lot of that moisture that's just funky. But here, it's everything's still fresh and relatively clean. There's a lot of dust and some debris. You can see where a section, let me zoom in for viewers, where a section of mine had collapsed at some point. This is just west of the river in the middle there. That's a bunch of rock. Those are a bunch of rocks and debris and some wood that's fallen there. And you see the track continues to the east, and they have some small gap sections as well. Some rotating platforms to move the carts from one area to another. The water here has a pretty good pace to it for being, underground. An underground water system. Pretty good flow to it. But you continue through, let's see, to the east. How far are these guys going to take you? All right, so they're going to take you through the southern, out of the eastern side, but the lower passage. That would make the most sense. And as you get there, they're nice small size images, so they load really quick. It's great. I don't know why I was doing this sooner. Okay. There we go. All right. Hopefully that popped up for you guys too. Cave. Whatever. I don't know why it didn't show. Here to the third level, and you see there aren't. You hear some miners up in this northwestern section. That's up about 25 feet probably. You see it's been a bit of a rock slide at the end of that. You see some mine carts down in the southeastern part, and at the end here is actually a huge elevator that carts can be loaded on. It goes directly down. It does not go up. This is the upper portion of it. It's guarded by 4 different guards, heavily armed. They appear pretty well trained. And you're instructed to sneeze. Please don't sneeze. You're instructed. Well, Bert says, "Hey, Erina," he says, "we're here. Get to work. You can work on any portion of this mine that you see fit. There are areas marked that you can choose from with X's along the wall, and I would steer clear of the northwestern section here, as it clearly hasn't been cleaned up yet and is still a hazard. And stay away from the elevator. Not many are trusted down on this level, and the elevator is not for you. You understand?"
Yes.
Of course.
Coming through loud and clear.
Well, we'll be back in about an hour and see how you're making out. Do not bother the guards. If you have questions, please come back and call for us on the previous level. Fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Very well. Turn around and so there are a number of areas in here that aren't actually marked on this map, but there's about 18 different areas that you can potentially mine at which you can mine. And I'm going to put the guards on the thing here in a bit. Oh, so sorry.
Bless you.
That was probably so loud. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Okay. Obviously, very suspicious, this elevator that's heavily guarded. Given that you guys already know about the black powder, you imagine this is probably where it's mined, and they probably have some means of disguising it as they wheel it out past everybody else.
Are we alone down here, or are there other people with us?
It's only those 4 guards around the elevator, and you hear a couple miners. You hear the chink, up in the area in the northwestern part, back a ways.
Mina just kind of looks around and goes, oh, this reminds me of a different time.
Doesn't remind me of any time. How, Dan, can I tell how are the guards by the elevator pretty focused? Are they distracted in any way?
They're pretty focused. These ones seem to be on contrary to many that you've met so far.
Are they watching us now, or?
They're glancing.
Okay.
They're not staring, thankfully, but they're keeping an eye on you.
To not draw attention, I'm going to wander. Kaylin's going to wander towards a wall and start pickaxing while she kind of keeps an eye on the elevator.
Okay.
Not really sure what she's doing.
Felix,
Feeling kind of weird since she probably should know what she's doing. Being a dwarf, she has no idea.
Awesome.
Felix picks no pun intended, he picks a spot nearby Kaylin and starts pickaxing as well.
Nice.
So, have you ever done this before?
Never.
Am I using the right end, do you think?
Just as long as it looks believable. The guards aren't
Okay.
paying too much attention, I don't think, but I'm as long as it looks like you're making progress, I think you'll be okay.
All right,
or at least
good.
I hope so. And she takes a huge swing.
Do you think anyone has any magic to make this a little easier?
I don't.
I think I have stone shape prepared.
Yes.
Actually.
Ooh.
Is there anything that I can, with my dwarf background, that I can tell, anything specific I can tell about the stone, Dan, that I'm going to call you David. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I feel like so much of that is just like some weird knowledge dwarves are born with regardless. Yeah, I would say make a basic perception check with advantage, and we'll see, or investigation. You can choose because would have some of that knowledge and be looking.
Right. Well, with advantage, that would be a. See, I think I have a perception. Yeah, so that would be a 22 total.
Okay. You can well, first of all, the spot you picked as you assess this, you can clearly see the indications of a vein of something, either likely gold down here. I mean, you look around and you spot like, ooh, that's definitely close to something. So I'm going to start working on that one.
Okay.
It seems like a very recently excavated mine. As you walk through the first level, it looked kind of haphazardly done, but as the second and third level came along, it looked progressively better. Quality of excavation and sturdy supports and such. And especially this particular room seems to have a number of valuable minerals in it. What else would you know? Aside from it being relatively new and quickly done, I don't know that there'd be anything else.
Okay. Good.
Mina's gonna walk around and kind of try to pick a spot that isn't inside of the guards, or like that is in a spot where it would be hard for them to see her.
Okay, I'm putting them on the board so you'll be able to actually see where they are. All right, so I see you're trying to find an obstruction, like get out of their line of sight.
So they're over there. And where did we come in?
You came in from the bottom left.
Okay, from that little tunnel there.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard to find an obstruction, but if you want to do like...
And this thing in the top left, what is that?
That's like a landslide. It goes up about 20 feet, and there's another mine area up there. It's actually from the second level of it. That's where you hear some picks hitting the wall up there, a bit back, almost around the corner.
All right. And this is as big as the map is.
This is it.
Okay. That's really not a lot of places.
And the barrels are all... I would say this barrel in the bottom left, the out of the two down there, the left one is probably about 6 feet tall. But the others are much shorter. They're like 3-4 boxes. Okay. But that one's about 6.
All right. Is there an X around there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's one just to the left of it there.
Okay. All right. What do I have?
Dan, can I spend while she's doing that, can I spend because I have that ability that I got at level 7 that allows me to observe or interact with observe another creature outside of combat to learn. Was that only for creatures or is that for humans as well? Can I use that
on creature covers everything.
On the guards? Can I just kind of observe the guard for a minute and just see maybe what their probably their strength score is?
Absolutely. Strength score. Okay. So you keep a careful eye on these as they they're moving. They're not like statues. They are moving. Every so often, one will move something or adjust a barrel or unsheathe their sword and sharpen it and put it back. So you get a good gauge of their strength by the ease at which you do that. Their strength seems to be around a score of 16, modifier of +3.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And okay. So our point in coming down, remind me, the player, our whole point in coming down here was to see what we could find, or what?
If I hadn't promised Beth that we wouldn't get her character killed, I would definitely suggest setting down the puppy.
We'd have to get past the guards. P3PO.
Blueberry back there. I think that's every... Wait, did I get you, Felix? Yeah. Brewer did not come down with you for...
No. Right.
I think that's everybody.
Okay, so I'll go work at a spot over by them.
Okay.
And just kind of... Oh, wait, where's everybody? There's Blueberry, Felix, Galen.
So are we seeing any carts go towards the elevator, Dan?
Not yet, but if you want to let a certain amount of time pass, you can see.
I would like to keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
To see how often the carts come through.
Okay.
And to also see like how full they are when they come through. Like if they're completely full, where the carts are coming from when they come through. Like I'm guessing they're coming from this. I mean, I'm guessing I can follow the trails with my
Hmm.
eyes. So I guess they're coming from where we came through, like from the second floor, or where are the carts coming from to get on the use the elevator?
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I'll say that unless you guys have anything you want to do immediately, that you start work. You start work for the day.
Possibly using the pickaxe wrong. We don't know.
Nice. I'd say if each of you wants to make a strength check just to see how things go for you here.
-1.
Nice. Blueberry's gonna be like cleaning up debris and making a pile of it.
That wasn't the
I can see
best.
Blueberry being the only strongest one
Nice.
out of that group. And Dan,
Yeah.
your camera for us is blurry.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Felix's muscles ripple with a 22.
Nice.
So when we roll for a strength check, Dan, do we just add our strength modifier to that?
Yes.
Okay, so like I have a +4 on my strength, so I'd add that to whatever I roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit low, but I got 12.
I got a 3.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I am weak sauce.
You're not sure what it is, Mina, as you're chipping away like this
I
first...
know what to do, I'm just not very strong.
You keep
Because I have seen plenty of slaves do this in the Underdark.
Nice. Well, this should be easy. You think it's just start.
See, I can do this. Why is this pickaxe so heavy?
Nice. Yeah, your shoulders in particular start getting tired. Every time you strike, it boom, just hits the wrong spot and gets all that reverb. It's like, oh. And you're taking a lot of breaks to kind of, try and continue on. Kaylin, what did you end up with?
12.
Ooh, okay. Huh. So you're doing all right. It's not, you thought you were pretty close. You're like, I know there's a vein of gold or something pretty close, and you're chipping away, but you're just not making as much progress as you thought.
Yeah.
You were hoping you would.
Yeah.
Right, Emil's not here. Brixie's not here. Felix?
My strength roll?
Yeah.
That was a 22.
Sorry. Oh, that's right. Felix, on the other hand, is like a machine. Isn't this almost how they met you when you had like your shirt off and you were like with the water? Bringing back to that, Felix is like, oh, it's hot down here. He's got his water skin. Just.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that because he's in disguise.
Oh, right. The farmer suspenders come down and he's like, yeah.
I don't know why, but it makes me think of Percy.
Nice. All right, so you guys are all chipping away. After about an hour and a half goes by, you hear the elevator seems to get called for. As it this, even though it looks like it's just a platform, that's actually the top of the elevator. It's about 10 feet up in the air, and it's a wooden elevator. There's some pulleys and other contraptions up above it that connect to the ceiling and onto the back wall there to the right. And it starts moving down, and the guards are watching all of you as this is happening.
I'm rubbing my shoulders.
Awesome, human. Nice.
Like pretend to try keeping
That's amazing.
peripheral vision open.
Nice. You keep chipping away at your work, and maybe 15 minutes later, you hear the strained elevator pulling up. There seems to be some sort of arcane powered thing in the back here. It's pulling itself up. It's not manned. And as it arrives at the top, there are two miners They appear very much like Bert and Ernie, and that you recognize them as very capable fighters of some sort. In miner's gear. One in front of the cart, one behind it on the tracks. The elevator comes up to a rest. It kind of gets locked into place to line up with these two little gray, the rails basically that go through here. And the two of them walk out with a cart that so all the carts you've seen up here are pretty, they stop. They're filled up to about like half a foot below the top to avoid any spillage or anything. This one is actually filled, like it's overflowing a little bit up and about. Anyone that's taking a careful look at these can roll an intelligence check. You're examining it, or investigation, if you're better at that, of course.
Which is the same thing. 18.
Okay.
Because I'm like taking a rest and like rubbing my shoulders so purposefully when I hear that to like watch this.
Nice.
And see what's going on.
4.
Ooh. And Felix?
Felix isn't gonna roll. He's carrying the mining shift.
You're just so in the groove at this point. You're just all right, let's see. So I'm gonna have Blueberry's got a -1, but rolled an 18. All right, so 17 for Blueberry. Okay, you guys, let's see. Mina and Blueberry see that this is part illusion. It is stacked with coal, essentially almost up to the top, but the whole heaping part on the top of that is the illusion of coal, as though they're hiding this top layer of coal. Perhaps something's hidden under that, and this is like an extra measure to make sure no one sees. Blueberry's just trotting some debris by in his mouth. And no one's looking at the dog, really. Aside from the odd glance at, like, the hat and the hard hat. Yeah.
Are any of the guards watching me?
Yes. They're keeping a very careful eye out for anybody looking at the cart as it goes by. Really just all of you, but especially anyone that taking, except for Blueberry.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to catch Mina's eye and kind of do like a follow my lead and kind of look. And I'm gonna put down my pickaxe and walk up to one of the guards and be like, "So, is there like a government mandated break or something like that? I mean, we've been working for so long. I could use some water, maybe
I need my it's so definitely water. I gotta. Oh, my shoulders are killing me.
They look at
Come on,
Felix
look at my
like
stats,
he's
dude.
been working really hard, but it was like Mina came over with the pile that she's done. Yeah.
I'm not much in the way of someone strong, per se.
You can take a break. Yeah, that's fine. Take 10 minutes and drink some water.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Where's
is
the
there like
water?
yeah.
He steps back to, like, just half a step back to where he was. Cart wheels out of the room and up the mine.
Is it going up that landslide or where?
No, it's following the tracks that come out of the elevator.
Is the elevator the big square thing?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So elevator's up on your level currently, and they just wheeled it along those tracks and out the bottom left exit.
So about that water,
Yes.
is there any available, or were we supposed to bring our own? No one really told us anything, so we didn't bring any
Oh
supplies.
boy, you didn't bring your own water? Oh. Sounds like a problem. For you.
Is there a miners union?
Oh.
Do you have a representative I can talk to?
Georgia, the softy, you have any water for these folks? And
Or where can we go get some, at the very least?
George looks over. If you want water, and you'll have to give up your shift for the day if you leave now. I'll give you a little of mine, but that's it. I only have 3 water skins with me for today. You don't bring water again, I won't do you a favor again. Just once now.
Thank you. You are very kind.
And I don't want to see anybody pass out here or die in front of me from mining.
I'm gonna insight check him
Okay.
to see if he is sincere about that, or like he's trying to play an angle or something. 25.
Oh, nice. You get that this he isn't trying to play any particular angle, like he's genuine and that he doesn't want to see anyone die from something that silly, but he clearly doesn't have a problem. He probably doesn't have a problem cutting somebody down in the line of his duty. He just, you know, doesn't want to see some poor miner for hire drop dead because they didn't have water.
Right.
On their first day.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, did I actually prepare that spell? I did not. Okay. Just kind of thank him, and I'll just drink just a little bit.
Okay. Pretty decent sized water skin, so there's enough, you know, for everyone, probably for this break and another if you want one later. Unless you're doing anything else.
And I'm gonna glance at Felix like, what was the point of this?
Out of character, I was trying to get you to actually follow the minecart while I made a big scene, but that's all right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Blueberry's just trotting around carrying some things. I'm just gonna do something for Blueberry here because I feel like Blueberry might try and be. Blueberry is near the back here behind some of the mechanisms with some debris in his mouth. Mostly out of sight, and no one seems to have noticed Blueberry walking back there.
Okay, I'm gonna go back here.
Huh?
And as I walk, I'm going to I'm going to like I'm gonna cast. Shoot, I had an idea and I don't remember what it was. Oh wait. No, I remember. Let me look something up.
Mm-hmm.
Are the others, the people who are not with us, doing anything? I'll try to figure out exactly how I want to do this.
Wait, is anyone else? So is Kaylin still chipping away, and Felix, are you partaking, and then in the water? What would you guys?
I'm
like?
still mining.
Felix takes
Trying
both
to
water skins and empties it over himself. No, I'm just kidding.
Awesome. I love it.
Felix is gonna come down over here by these crates and barrels.
Okay.
And kind of leans on them. And can I do like a insight, or not insight, a investigation check to see if I could tell what's inside?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep. There are some, you see some, the slats that form the lid. There's little breaks in between them, so you're trying to take a look down inside and see what might be in there. And don't forget, you can do. Oh yeah, you're using real dice. Okay.
That's a number. That is a number. That would be a 2, Dan.
Oh.
Aw.
It's just blackness. You can't really. There's not enough light shining directly into it, so you can't really.
How much light is down here?
There's an arcane light down here. It's just above dim, so it's in the realm of regular light, just
Okay.
moderately dim.
All right. Okay. So while we were resting, I'm gonna kind of like lean over to Felix and be like, how are you seeing? Do you need any more light?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm
So
just
I'm
kind of
gonna
working by feel, but
yeah, I'm gonna cast light on
just on the front of my helmet.
yeah, just on your helmet. I was gonna say your
Awesome.
shirt, but your helmet works just as well. This is like, there you go. And then I'm gonna wander over here,
Mhm.
and while they're and then start working behind the barrel. But I'm also gonna try to hide from the guards.
Okay. All right. So I would say, yep, make a stealth check to try and duck and cover.
But like not like try to like hide, just kind of like be like, oh look, I'm working over here. You can hear me, but you can't see me.
All right. I guess just do a standard stealth check anyway to see like the general level of that.
11.
Okay.
I'm still gonna just like work for a little bit.
Okay. You go over the ching, ching, ching. Let's see what they're up to.
If anything, Sam, it's partial cover if stuff pops off.
Nice. All right. So, do you guys want to do anything else over the next like hour, or should I advance?
About
I-
10 minutes in,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try to like kind of work my like I'm gonna turn my cloak inside out to the black side
Okay.
and work my way down the way.
You're gonna
for a
try and
guard to
exit the.
yeah, so
Okay.
waiting for a guard to not look at me.
Might be waiting a while, but you could do a stealth check versus 2 of their perceptions. If you wanted, I mean, just because you'd be aware that at least 2 of them at any given point are looking down, just in that direction. While they haven't really been
Okay.
caring that you're on the other side of the box or paying much attention, they are looking in that area.
Okay. All right. And what are these what's the race of these guards?
I was just about to ask.
Dwarves, all dwarves.
They're all dwarves,
Oh.
which means they have dark vision. Crap.
Hmm. I think I think Caitlin's going to noticing that they're dwarves. Going to try and use her dwarfism to kind of put down her axe and just kind of like, whew, man, look over at one. So, how long have you guys worked here?
One of them just sort of sighs.
She tries to look as, kind of like leaning on something,
Awkwardly nice. The other one, let's see. Oh gosh, I forgot his name already. What was the second one that was the softy?
Started with a G. Jerry? Jerry?
Let's say Jerry then. doesn't walk all the way up to you, but walks up to the buckets and kind of awkwardly leans on the box there. Oh, well, about a year now for me and most of the folks here. This is your first day, I take it? I haven't seen you.
It is my first day, but I have,
Oh.
you know, as a dwarf, I have experience.
Of course.
mining.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I'll kind of flop my hair back, kind of, you know, oddly because Kaylin doesn't know how to flirt. And
Mm.
so you like your job here?
Oh, it's all right, I suppose. I don't see much action, but and Mina, if you want to make a perception check to try and watch for an opportunity, for the best opportunity.
25.
You see, I'm gonna say that comfortably, without drawing much of attention, you could probably get about this far beforehand if you wanted. You don't have to keep your character there.
Mm-hmm.
And you see an opportunity where the first guard turns, you know, as Jerry starts to walk closer over to Kaylin here. The other guard is like watching Jerry with a bit of a like, "Are you kidding?" kind of look, and that's your opportunity if you want to make a stealth check with advantage to try and dart down this hallway.
20 total.
Okay.
And while I'm stealthing, I'm going to use my drow magic ability to cast darkness so that ahead of me, so that the edge of the radius is right at the edge of their dark vision.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
They don't see a thing of black. It's there to help me stealth through.
Okay. You manage to cast that and duck through quickly during this moment.
Blind.
Mm-hmm.
Dark vision can't see through it.
So you are heading back up to the, let me just share out the second map again. So feel free to close this if y'all want. This one's mainly for Mina, and I'm going to move your token over to this one. So you're about... what happened? You're a giant.
I cast darkness, not enlarge.
All right, let's try it again. So you're about... There we go.
It was a BOGO spell. That one, get one free.
Nice.
Wild magic.
There we go. You're about here. Get it on a square. Okay. Now you'd probably be one ahead of that. Bless you. Oh, bless you. So you're about there. You know, let me just redo these maps a little bit so Bruce can. Okay. M is probably just going to be following lead of whomever doing whatever. So, then a little bit and go here for Mina. Okay.
Okay. And I'm looking around for where the cart went.
Okay. There's no sight of that particular cart. You see in the distance another couple of miners that were working here before. But the tracks, you know, lead out and up the way you came out from as the only... Oh, let's see. You see the turntables, but one leads back up to that cliff that you were at, and the other leads to a dead end where other stuff was being mined from beforehand. So it seems as though they're under disguise, probably bringing it straight out of the entrance, or at least somewhere up top.
Like they were last night when we had gone there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And it was just the one. Oh, okay. So from observing it last night, how often did the carts come out?
About every 2 hours.
2 hours.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna kind of glance down this hallway. What's down here?
Let's see. It seems to be a dead end. It's been mined. Has some leftover minerals that are different than the rest of the rock wall, but just a few. Seems like it's just a dried up vein of something.
Okay. And down this way.
That leads up to the upper area in the map you were just in.
Okay. All right. So I'll kind of carefully move and look up here.
Okay. As you look down here, you see. Oh, thank you for the raid. Yeah. Thank you, Tall Squall. As you look down that path, it's also a bit of a dead end. It seems to go down step by step by step. However, at the bottom, it looks like it's a work in progress. There are tools laid down there, pickaxes laid up against the wall, a few boxes. Although they appear to be open, it looks like that's where they took these materials out of. The pickaxes out of.
No one's down here.
But no one down there, correct?
No one down there. Okay.
You thought you heard someone mining in the other shaft that leads, to the top left of the previous map.
This one.
Mm-hmm. You hear that? Tink, tink.
Okay.
Gonna chip away.
All right. I'm gonna sneak up here. And kind of look up and down the river.
Okay. It's pretty straightforward. You go down a few steps again, down to the edge of the river. It has a southern flow to it, and it's fairly rapid for an underwater current. And you look up, and you don't see a source. It's just this open cavern that winds as far as you can see with water in it. And you can see not too far around the bend as you look south.
Okay. Anything in the water or on the bottom, like fish or dead bodies or whatever?
Make a investigation check as you're looking down through the water.
Okay. 14.
You look down in there and you don't see any skeletons, thankfully. You do see a hard hat lost. You don't know if someone was swept away and just the hard hat was left behind or what. Let's see. There isn't really anything else that you see down here, but it's probably a good 15 feet, 20 feet deep before it hits the jagged rocky bottom.
Okay. Gee, I wish we had a water genasi with us still. Okay. All right. I'm gonna come over here
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of get closer around the corner. So just kind of like hugging the wall sill and just kind of like peek around and see who is mining. And
Okay. You see a rather meek-looking, probably late teenage human girl in there. And she's sweating profusely and working her hardest at this, just really giving it her all. She seems to have hit a small vein of, you're not sure what mineral it is, but it has a quartz-like, at first glance, a quartz-like look to it.
And it's just her, nothing else around her.
That's it. She has her hard hat on. She's got heavy leather gloves that she's using to grip this pickaxe. It's a little too large for her. She stands probably 5'2". And she's just swinging this thing as hard as she can, keeping at it.
All right. Okay. I'll sneak back.
Okay.
Sneak through my orb of darkness.
All right, make a perception check as you pass through the magical darkness and you're looking to come back. You might have to wait for another opportunity. You don't have to, but
perception. 15.
Okay. The conversation has leapt forward to what, Kaylin? Where are we now?
Oh. Well.
Oh, is
So
that so?
Do you like your job here?
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, yeah. You look mighty strong yourself. You ever thought about doing security instead of mining?
Oh, well. Distractedly flops your hair back.
Nice. Oh,
Sometimes.
you think you'd be good
You
at it?
look strong yourself.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm kind of strong, I suppose. Gosh. Mina, go ahead with that. You know, this other guard is giving a heavy sigh once again to Jerry. Like he wants to say something, but he's letting Jerry have his moment. So you can roll a stealth check with advantage if you want to try and sneak back over.
$18.
Okay,
Sorry.
you managed to sneak back over to your pickaxe behind that large box and, you know, pick it back up and act, you know, however you want, as though you've never left.
So do you handle a lot of she tries to lower her voice a bit, so maybe not the entire room hear them. Do you handle a lot of heavy materials here? Or a lot of dangerous materials, I mean?
I have in other jobs, but not this one so much, no. One's mostly... He kind of looks back at the other guard that's giving him a scowl now. It's just mostly security, you know, making sure only the properly equipped miners make it down, you know, where I should probably get back to my post.
Oh, of course.
And let you get
of
back to
course.
work.
Sure. I'll be working here all week.
Maybe after our shifts are over, you know, we can talk a little more if you like.
Oh, sure, yes.
Yeah,
Hmm?
maybe an arm wrestling contest. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I love a
that'd be
good
neat.
arm wrestling contest.
I thought you would.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
all right then.
Okay.
Back to work you
okay,
go.
Bye.
He kinda
Bye. Turns around.
Awesome. He shuffles back to his post. Bless you. Say, unless there's anything you want to do in between now and about another half an hour at this point, let me know. Otherwise, after everyone gets back to work, 30 minutes goes by, cart comes back empty. Same two guards that are clearly security of some sort. Same two miners that are clearly in security based on their build and weathered, adventured faces and such. The way they carry themselves, they carry they push the empty cart back onto the elevator.
Is the illusion still on the top? Is there
There's
any sort of
nothing.
illusion?
Just empty now. All right, I'd like the three of you, you know, not Blueberry, of course, but the other three of you to make a perception check, if you would, as this cart goes by.
Holy crap! I hate this. 8 total.
Oh no! It's because you came so prepared with your pickaxe prop. The dice are like, you're just too good.
I got a 20 on the rocks.
Oh, okay.
18.
Felix and Mina, you see Blueberry sneak onto the back. You see the thing lock in place on the elevator, and one miner takes either side, and because Blueberry stealthed back there, he trots and hides behind the thing. Seemingly nobody noticed. Blueberry is looking
I just kind of
around the
glance at Felix
side.
like,
Yeah.
Felix has this like entire expression of like pure shock on his face.
Awesome.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you,
Oh,
Randy. Mm-hmm.
That was kind of funny. You guys all froze in like ridiculously funny poses for me.
Yeah,
Awesome.
likewise.
Blueberry's sort of looking like, is this good, or is anyone coming? Or are we doing? Quietly panting.
I'm gonna
Stealthily.
wait. I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Oh, Kaylin, you don't see it, but Mina, you do from the other end. You're like,
Yeah, I'm just mining, just noticing nothing.
Minding your own business.
Minding my own business.
Nice.
I was hoping that would come in. I was hoping someone would make that joke.
All right. The arcane lift is enabled. The elevator lowers down the shaft to the next level.
Is there a spot to mine right behind the shaft?
There is not. Everything's marked along that northern wall and along the
okay.
southern.
Okay.
Mhm.
My marker is still on the other map, but
Oh, all right.
I'm
Let me
gonna...
move you back. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
Yay! That helped.
You
Thank
cast
you.
darkness and you got invisibility.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Lowers down to the next level. If all of you were working for the next,
I'm gonna
hour and a half.
kind of like, as that, just kind of like watching. Just okay.
Mhm.
Just kind of like move over here and start working on a spot right there.
Okay, that's the furthest east spot. Yep, marked on the wall to mine.
Okay.
Start chipping away there.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you'd all make a strength check just to see how you do this next hour and a half.
Here we go. Oh, okay. 19 total.
Nice.
That straight strength, then. Not athletics.
You know what? We could do or athletics. I suppose we could do athletics too if you want.
That'll be an 11 for me.
Okay.
15.
Hey, all right. Mina, you pick up the pace this hour and a half, and you're not letting and you've done what you needed to do with the phony like, oh, I'm not that strong act. So you're just chink chink. You pick up the pace, Felix.
No, but I really am not that strong.
Oh, okay.
My strength is an 8.
Awesome. Oh, wow, brutal.
Yeah, I just rolled really well.
You're doing surprisingly well then. Felix, you're tired from that last round of mining. And Kaylin, you strike that gold vein. And you're just so excited. You really just
Feeling
dig into it.
pretty good about myself. Pretty good.
Chipping out gold chip after gold chip.
Yeah.
After that hour and a half or so, you hear the arcane lift enable again. Strained, it's lifting.
During that hour and a half, I'm gonna slowly start working over here. Just like slowly, like I'm trying to follow something in the wall. So just like very like steadily. So I'm trying to get closer to the lift.
Okay. Oh. All right. So as you do, a guard, is just they're good at their job, and he rolled a 20. So they're going around, just sort of shifting places a bit, keeping an eye on everybody. Guard moves up a little bit. When this corner. As the lift rises up, these two once again filled to the brim. Let's see, who didn't get their perception check last time, or their intelligence check? All right, so you can roll an intelligence check if you would, Kaylin, this time around to see. Everyone else already knows it's illusion.
That's a 3 total.
Okay, no, you're still like hard work. Okay, wow. So Blueberry is very sneaky. Manages to come back off and just keep to himself, keep kind of quiet for a minute there. But as the guards, one of them looks around like, oh, that's right, the dog, to himself, and keeps an eye. Once he realizes that Blueberry's back, and And
I'm
Blueberry.
gonna like kneel down and like call Blueberry to me and just do the screech.
Okay. This guard isn't really here to make you do your job or anything, so he's just like, okay. And Blueberry will come down to you next
Yeah,
to the
so
guard.
it's like, look, here is the dog.
Oh, good. Where he gets, again with his strange either wizard hat or hard hat, depending on which he's wearing, and
they
gear.
merged together, so now the hard hat has like the stars on it.
Nice. Pets and receive some love from Mina, and then seeing the guard here is probably gonna go over to Kaylin. Pick up some
So
debris.
as I'm hugging Blueberry close and doing the scrooges, I'm gonna be like, "What did you see?" Whisper, and I'm gonna whisper, "What did you see? Tell me quietly."
Let's see what she would do. He just sort of looks at you and licks your face, and then walks up to Kaylin. He's just too nervous that the guard is right there. And it looks like Kaylin and Em, although Kaylin's probably the furthest. Gonna head over to pick up some debris next to Kaylin.
Oh. Hi,
And
Blueberry.
and looks up at you expectantly. Picks up some debris, moves it to the side. Isn't saying anything yet because he's trying to look natural.
Right. Yeah. I'll get down because I didn't see Blueberry go into the mine at all.
Nice, yeah.
I'll kind of get down to its level and be like, "Do you need some?"
Next level. Down below. They got black powder. Black powder down below.
You went down below.
Yes.
Oh, good. And now just kind of give it a nice pound in the head.
Guard looks over as you're heading.
Good job. Is there any way to get down there other than the elevator?
No.
So the black powder was all you saw?
Water and caves. They came back with black powder.
Okay. Good. I'll get I'm pretty sure I have some kind of bread in my bag, so I'll give it a nice piece of bread.
Nice. Eats it up off the ground and picks up some rubble and puts it down. All right, that guard's keeping a careful eye on Mina. This other one's gonna step forward and keep a better eye on M. This one's looking at. You're looking at next. Okay, and I'm going to do two things. We're going to switch back to, of course, Emil and Brixie, but we're going to do our quick bio break first, and that'll give you guys some time to think about. Just for the sake of pace, I'm going to say I'm going to fast forward today. So if you guys have something you want to do to try and get down in the mine, you're welcome to do that, of course. If not, I'm just going to play the rest of that day out to give you guys an opportunity to plan after or whatever. Just to keep things moving, and make sure I have time to get we've got time for Brixie and Emil too. So we'll take our bio break. So for those who don't know, we take like a 8 to 10 minute bio break, and then we come back and we'll rejoin when we do our vampire in progress Emil. And
spoilers.
Yeah. And Brixie, our blue tiefling that was recently attacked by demons, saying, "Oh, so fun." All right, we'll keep streaming in the meantime, and we'll just step away from our seats. We'll be back in about 8-10 minutes or so. I'm gonna go get some coffee. Catch y'all shortly. I need.
Be back soon, guys.
Anything from Lion Gate. I will see if there is anything. I will see if Kiss the Girl. Little Mermaid. Uke. See, that does not sound right. Sitting. Oh, it does sound right. Skirt. You see her sitting there across. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her, and you don't know. I go on, just be good. Oh, here's another one. Aw. You and you're on the rise. You can count on the four of us. You do, 'cause we're good and evil never beats us. We'll win the fight and then go out beats we. If you're evil and you're on the rise, you can count on four of us. Take you down, 'cause we're good and never beat. Win the fight and then go out. No. This thing minor. No, we'll always save the day. Think we can always win. That's what the people of this world believe in. Barnett and Frost and Prue and Steven. That was kind of terrible. Da 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 da. Dun, da da da. Only fools rush in. I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I spend? Would it be absolute if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river, surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Something haunting. Take my hand, take my whole life too, 'cause I can't help falling in love with you. 'Cause I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, thanks, Randy. Oh, let's see. I really like this song. Ooh,
Right. Emil and Dixie, sorry for missing so much for you guys tonight. We'll jump right in with you guys.
Oh, you're good.
It's okay. We're allowed to have a totally boring day where nobody dies.
Exactly.
Awesome. Neat.
I cannot sing that, huh?
love going back and reading chat. So funny. $11:47. All right. Since Emil and Brixie are both here, I'm just gonna jump back in with you guys, and then catch up with everyone else. Later on. So this will probably be on with you guys for a bit here. All right, so you two, rewinding time a bit here, remained at the church after the kids closed the hatch in the floor and went, to head about their business. I'll let you guys take it away. The rest of the party left and let you know what they were doing. As they leave, they close the two heavy doors to the front of the church behind them. And it's just the two of you in this, mid to late morning spring day, because I think we're in April.
Okay, I assume that Seb is. I think he was outside the church before. I think he was.
He
Kinda
was
keeping
flying
watch.
back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. I think you had him grab material, I think. I'm not for sure. I don't remember, but I know you had him fly back and forth. That's how Brooksy was able to find Emil as a sub.
So I think Emil will do some just kind of his light mental exercises of where he's trying to communicate mentally with Seb, and try and keep an eye. Maybe he'll watch the party kind of leave, but I think he's also kind of distracted by the fact that Brixie's with him. So
Okay. Go ahead and roll a wisdom check with disadvantage as you're distracted. As you're working, this is for working with Seb and trying to. You've been on a pretty good roll so far this morning with him. Also, Emil, it looks like you have the whatever you call it, thing for the day. Inspiration, yeah.
The DM inspiration.
that's a wisdom check.
Yes.
7.
Okay. You're able to maintain the basic command and command setup with Seb, where you ask him to do something and he flutters over and does it within his skill set, and then returns. But you're not able to push anything beyond that current. Said, as you mentioned, you're distracted a bit with Brixie hanging back, dealing with you. Is there anything that you want to do, Brixie, while Emil is, focused on this?
So the hatch is the hatch where the kids went in inside the church?
It is. It's in the floor of the church.
Okay, while Emil is doing that, I go and check on the kids.
Okay. You open up the hatch and you see a ladder that goes down only like 7 feet or so. As you climbing down the ladder to look for the kids, or do you just want to call out for something else?
I'll just search and try to find them.
Okay. You go down the ladder and look about, and you see a number of narrow passageways go off in 3 different directions. You're in a room that's only about 10 feet by 10 feet.
Can you repeat that? Because I accidentally muted my laptop.
No problem. As you climb down the ladder, you find yourself in this small cubby of a room, probably like 10 feet by 10 feet, maybe a little smaller, 7 feet tall. And there are 3 different hallways boarded up that head obviously in 3 different directions. No sign of the kids currently, but you see that they have already stashed. You see a little bit of what do you call them? Rations set off to the side here near the cubby. Some blankets rolled up for bedding. Like they've spent a decent amount of time here, right under the church.
Okay, seeing that they're good on basic survival supplies,
Mm-hmm.
I go back up.
Okay. If you guys don't have anything else you want to do for the day, go ahead, Emil. Sorry.
I mean, one thing. I mean, I certainly won't be completely ignoring Brixie, but I think the more that Emil thinks about the fact that there may be other vampire around, the more concerned he's going to be. So he may try and make contact again
Nice. Okay.
with Wynn, just to pass on. I mean, I think I spoke with her like all of yesterday in game times, so.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll try again, just because
Okay.
Emil's still pretty scared, and he wants to try and understand whether there being vampires around could potentially cause him problems in his current.
Sure. All right, go ahead and make a wisdom check, just a straight wisdom check, if you would.
Come on, Emil. You can do it.
Natural 20.
Oh, beautiful. You take everything in from what she said last time about identifying both the human side of you and the vampire, beginnings of a vampire side of you, and separating them and focusing on just being the vampire side of you. And it takes a little bit of work, but after a few minutes, 10-15 minutes of this, you really find this hyper focus, and you're able to reach out and very quickly go into the trance state where you're able to talk to her. You find yourself in this grand hall, and it takes a moment for you to realize this is the same hall that you were in before, except now it's very well illuminated. You can see all the fine details. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Because I was anticipating the possibility of getting back to this hallway, as it appears, I am also going to try to bend my will onto the hallway and have a framed picture of Eckhart appear on the wall.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, you had a natural 20. As you do, boom, the hallway appears. The lights ignite on the candles that adorn in sconces all the way down the hall, endlessly, as far as you can see. This table appears in front of you, the beautiful high-back chairs, and just to the left of you is a giant, 10 by 4.5 foot beautiful painting of Eckhart the Wizard. From down the hall glides the figure of Winifred. Share that out for anyone that hasn't met Winifred yet. Nope.
Ooh.
She glides down the hallway and pulls up the seat across from you at the table. Lovely addition. Looking up at Eckhart. You're mastering your skills. Making progress. Fun.
Emil is looking super smug. I mean, he's the whole morning he's been scared. Right for like 2 seconds, he is just super smug at about the painting being there.
Nice. He seemed to admire it as she said that. And what has brought you here?
I apologize for calling you again. I know we just spoke. I don't know if this latest news I got is of any particular import to my situation, but I thought it best to consult an expert. It sounds like the location that I'm in, the good people of the town are being harassed by a vampire.
Oh.
And so I wondered if that would have any particular impact on me, there being one of that kin around.
It depends on how new the vampire is, what their motives are. Do you have a name? sips
I
her
have a
tea.
I have a description from a couple of kids. I mean, I know where I am, but no, I don't. I mean, I'm in Bridgeport. We're investigating the Crimson Order. If there's a vampire associated with them, then maybe that's something. That's really all I know, unfortunately.
Well, if they are new or weak, they will see you only as a threat and wish to destroy you. They will likely be able to sense that you are becoming vampire. If they are
Great.
old and strong, they may wish to make you subservient to them, or make you promises to bribe you, serve them. Be wary.
Oh, I was plenty wary yesterday.
Hmm.
This isn't helping.
I should be there soon. In person, I should be able to help you much more so than through thought.
All right. Thank you for your time. I apologize for bothering you, and I apologize for the painting, even though I kind of don't.
This is a welcome addition. Please keep it here.
Well, I don't know if I can, but I'll try.
If you have made it so here, it will remain. You will it gone. And don't apologize. Hear from you. Especially when it comes to danger. Wish you to reach out to me. May impart any knowledge I can to keep you safe. I can teach you the ways behind and teach you the options to cure yourself.
Once again, thank you.
Take care. Floats up out of her seat and still facing you, just kind of floats backwards into the darkness as you pull back into your body. Church.
I assume Brixie's still there? This vampire in town is going to make things more complicated for me.
Well, that's why I stayed behind, so I can help you.
I appreciate that. I feel like right now I don't know what to do other than just hide. Hopefully, we stay hidden, I guess.
This is gonna be a long shot, but can I cast detect magic to see if
I mean, it'll tell you if there's any magic in the area, if you'd like to.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
It says
Mm-hmm.
if you can use your action to see if it or around any visible creature or object.
Okay.
So would the vampire would
that isn't. I mean, you can try and find out, but just I think you would have a rough idea that, understanding magic, you'd probably know that this is more of like physical affliction.
Okay. Okay, never mind. I'll just save my spell then.
Oh, and just because of other things that have happened here, Emil, I just want to remind you that you have a cloak of eyes. Yeah, let me just take a quick peek.
Oh yeah, I think that's my inventory.
Robe of eyes. Yeah, just in case you haven't
It's actually not in my inventory. Okay.
What? I could have sworn I put it in there. I'm going to put it in there immediately.
I thought it was in there too.
I think we've had this conversation before.
Right. And I could have. Why is it doing this? Oh, I see why. It's not. It didn't identify it. Hang on. There we go.
Oh.
It's just his robe. Yeah, my bad. Like, come on. I know I put it in. Okay. So whether or not you want to wear that, it does a couple cool things there. Let you see into the astral plane where like ghosts hang out. And a couple other things. It basically gives you like true sight for a certain amount. You can't be surprised or something like that. But because I forgot to put it in your inventory for so long, I just wanted.
Yes, actually, given my current paranoia, I would absolutely be wearing it.
Okay.
And if there are any ghosts around, I'm not finding a pottery wheel. That's all I'm saying.
Awesome. So again, as you say, given the paranoia, you take some time to adorn this robe. And so what the first benefit is, lets you see in all directions. So it's kind of interesting as you fasten it on, it cinches up to your size magically, and you just have this all-encompassing 360-degree view. You can see all around you, which also gives you advantage on perception checks that rely on sight. You have dark vision now out to a range of 120 feet. So what before was pretty dim, you can just see down the entire length of the church. And the third thing is you can see invisible creatures and objects, as well as see into the ethereal plane out to a range of 120 feet.
Ooh.
And as you stupid sneezing, I'm so sorry. I wish I didn't have this ready nose tonight.
Quit apologizing, Dan.
Sorry. Fight back the sneeze.
You've heard me speak. I don't apologize.
Yes,
for anything.
Cheney.
I
Yeah. You're fine. Thank you. That's good.
It's a good pep talk.
Yeah. You see sitting in the pew right next to, with the trap door at their feet, sitting in the pew just before it, is a male and a female human looking longingly down at the trapdoor hatch.
Why would you do that, Dan?
Sorry.
Why would you do that?
Let's see.
Is it still us, or
Yeah, so that's what you perceive as you put this cloak on. If either of you have anything you want to do before the day runs its course, of course feel free to.
what? Okay, so you said that there was a man and a woman in the church.
You can't see it, but Emil can.
Oh, okay.
With the robe, he can see it. In ghostly form, of course.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'll just watch them.
Okay.
Oh, now I get it. Okay.
Yeah, day carries on. Let's see, it was morning time, so towards the evening, 3 or 4, the kids return. They knock 3 times, and then 5 is what you hear. So you assume it's the kids, but they're waiting for. They don't want to just pop out at sea.
I walk and listen, and then I open the hatch.
Okay. You pop open. Let's see. Would they do that? Yeah, I guess so, because they had a rough idea too. So they unlatch it, so that when you lift it, it opens up. The female ghost kind of Emil, you see the female ghost stand up and kind of walk behind, looking over Brixie's shoulder down the hatch.
Do I feel anything?
No, because they're in another plane currently. They're in the astral plane. The children, the same 3 children as before, pop their heads up out of the hatch and Yes, I'm sorry. I thought Farmer Fred would be here, but I just wanted to let you all know that we started doing as he asked. We found some more rations, and we brought some to some of the other members of the resistance that we know of. Mostly kids now, but we told them the same thing Farmer Fred told us, and they're out looking for firewood and provisions and other things to make sure they're here for you, those that fight, in case you need them. Putting some down here below the hatch in case you find that you need some rations or firewood for a fire or anything. There's some fresh water and some water skins here too. And we'll keep looking for anything that might be beneficial. Susan says that she knows a way into the old apothecary, and they used to carry things like healing potions and other potions. So if we can get into there, the shop owner left a long time ago. I don't know if there's still anything left in there. If there is, maybe we can find something. Is there anything that you need? And he looks up at Brixie. Is there anything that you need?
I think I'll be fine for right now. Is there any more of you guys?
I mean, it's just my brother and sister with me. There's other kids that are around the town that met up with at least 4 today. The ghost lady's just sobbing into her hands now behind Brixie.
Oh, this hurt my heart, Dan. Ugh.
The ghost male's like shouting, trying to get the kid's attention.
Hang on.
If there's is there anything, ma'am, that we can get for you? No? Okay. I hope that this helps for...
Kids, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Could all of you come up into the church for a minute?
Oh, okay. And he kind of, reluctantly looks around.
I just kind of look at Emil, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
He carefully pushes the latch open behind him, and just stay behind me. Susan, behind me. He gets his siblings behind him, and they come out into the church, and you get a bit of a closer look. Of course, now you have dark vision and everything as well. And they're in fairly tattered clothes. They're wearing shoes, but the soles are, busted and broken off. They're dirty, as you would sort of expect for children in this particular state, like in the ruined city of Bexley here, basically. Yes, sir. He's trying to stand up respectfully.
And are they still? Is the woman still looking down the trap door, or is she paying more attention to somebody who's come out?
Let's see. The ghost male, the father, has come over and is like reaching through the shoulder of the eldest, just trying to shout at him, get his attention. The mother has come over to little Susan, that's the youngest of the 3, I think probably around 7 or 8, and she's just trying to rest her hand roughly where her shoulder would be. It kind of goes through her shoulder, but she's just looking so longingly at her.
Now, I think the last time we met these kids, which was this morning, they told us about their parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they were killed by the vampire?
Yes.
All right. I apologize for asking this question, as it must seem callous for somebody who doesn't know you to ask it. But your parents, they died here or near here?
Yeah, they they died in the city. We were
Not in the church.
not right in the church, but outside. They hit us in the cemetery there and told us to run, and got into the church. And we before we went down the hatch, we just were so scared to run anymore. We just wanted them back. So we watched out the window. They were following.
I understand. I'm sorry to have brought this up. Thank you very much for your help today.
Welcome. Is there anything else?
No, that's good. Thank you.
And you see the mother that had sort of like a joyous cry before being able to see, her daughter there. The parents are sort of stand up on either side of this eldest telling the story, and just both start falling into their hands, and with that heavy convulsing, the heaving of a heavy cry, or almost sort of just disapparating for the time being from being so upset. Boy turns and leads his younger siblings back down the hatch below the church. Oh, never.
So all 5 of them are gone now. Well, I handled that well. Great. The parents seem to be haunting this place, Brixie. I don't quite know how to handle that. Do you know anything about ghosts?
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I do?
You can make a history check to see if you've ever.
I mean, that's part of it. That's an intelligence. Oh yeah, +1. Where's Percy? Where's no mercy, Percy? Natural 20.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Ghosts. When people are killed with major regrets, or in a really particularly violent way, they sometimes return as ghosts, eventually sort of losing their minds and becoming something more like a poltergeist or something that does a little more damage and is difficult to reason with. Other times, ghosts feel that they have a certain charge they need to do beyond their mortal years, and so they won't go insane as just the ghosts that die a violent death, or with regrets do, but instead pursue that charge, whether it's protecting someone or whether it's trying to deliver a message. Whatever it is that they feel they need to do, they continue and carry that on until it's complete.
Okay. Well, we need to get them to rest in peace before they kind of go violent. Because ghosts can kind of go violent over time. So we need to get them to get whatever situation that they are dealing with in control so they can pass on. So
I wonder if we can find a cleric who can help them.
well, would Brooksy know that only a cleric of part of the... No, never mind. That's wizard. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm thinking of wizards. Thinking of an necromancy wizard.
I mean,
That was out of character.
no, I understand that.
Okay.
Emil's just kind of thinking about this other problem, happy to be distracted from his problem. I'd ask Mina, but after she tried to set fire to that store, I don't know if I trust her anymore.
That's understandable.
Then again, I'm not the most trusting person, so I don't know.
Again, that's understandable.
Thanks, Brixie. Also, I give Dan huge kudos for making the kid sniffle at the exact moment that Dan needed to sniffle
That
himself.
was perfect. I'm like, I'm going for it. It's awesome. Okay. So I'll say that, your day, carries on from there. And in the meantime, I will have there's something in here. I'm going to switch back to the other crew down in the depths of the mines here. And I'm just going to share these images back out again. This particular image, where
Nice.
cave number 3. Okay. Right. So here we are. Again, unless you guys have anything you want to do right now, I'm going to do a little bit of fast forwarding.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some more time passes, and once again, it takes about a half an hour. They clear out this cart, and then they return with an empty one. Head back down. An hour and a half goes by again, roughly a little over an hour and a half, and same thing. They ship the cart out. Hard hat. That's awesome, Felix. Everyone's got their props today. This is so great. And leaves. And it's nearing the end of your shift. They're roughly 8-hour shifts. As the cart comes back this next time, though, it's not only the 2 miners, but an interesting creature. It sort of looks like possibly somehow he was bred from an orc and a goblin somehow. Like, it doesn't make much sense, but he's got the features of both. So he doesn't have that huge hulking frame. It's more like he's like Waluigi. He's tall and lanky.
Waluigi.
Yeah.
Does he have a hat too?
Nice. No, he's got a big, like,
He's wearing all purple.
It's awesome. He does have like a purplish mohawk. And he's got like the pointed ears that have like small ring earrings in them, and big like purplish mutton chops that come down the side of his either side of his face, and just sort of like gangly, like maybe there's some scrappy strength there, but he's got the big tusks, and he's wearing armor that looks rogue-esque. It's leather. You can see a number of daggers tucked into their sheaths along either side of his, like tucked under his arms, down along either side, 3 on each side. And he just sort of comes lumbering up in front of the empty cart and the 2 miners that are accompanying it, and 2 of you with me, either 2 of you, and he points to the guards, the 4 guards that are guarding this thing.
Okay.
And just walks right onto the thing, expecting to be obeyed. And they all kind of look at one another like, not me, not it. Like, and it's as this trollish, gnomish orc / gnome creature turns around. Make a perception check if you would. I have Blueberry do hers right here.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Perception 18.
Okay.
23.
Wow, okay, it was actually going to be really hard to see. 20 was the DC. So I'm really surprised that Blueberry didn't make it either. So Kaylin and Felix, you two catch the along the side of his neck, coming out from the collar of this leather outfit is like 2/3 of the Crimson Fang symbol, which is of course very similar to the Crimson Guard, but he's got it tattooed in red ink on his skin. He's got like very light like light violet purple skin, and it's in this blood red ink. And he looks, and none of the guards have stepped on the thing with him yet. You and you, here now. He barks, and he points to Jerry and the first guard you met, and the two of them get on the. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they hustle onto the elevator.
I'll step forward. Would you like a healer to accompany you?
He just kind of darts his eyes over. The thing starts to activate, and he's such a d-bag. He's just staring at you. He's not even answering. So it goes down to the next level. You're now left with 2 guards. So aside from seeing the Crimson Fang tattoo, he roughly fits the. While it was a vague description, he still roughly fits the mark for the person that Sterling Sam had told you about, Tal'Wraith, a member of the Crimson Fang that was seen going between Bridgeport and Bexley for the past year or so. Every so often he's spotted, and he's one of the high-ranking officials.
Ooh.
High-ranking members of Crimson Fang. So you're now in the room. You've got about an hour and a half or so left of your shift, and there are 2 guards guarding the elevator currently.
But the one, Jerry was the one I was flirting with, right?
Yeah.
Gone. He went, nothing.
Yeah, I had to roll for it. I was kind of hoping Jerry wouldn't have to go.
Jerry's gone now.
So I guess my question would be, do you guys want to just finish out the day and go about your business, or is there anything you want to do differently knowing that this transpired?
Do they come back?
If you want to wait, you can wait. You'd end up working a little bit of overtime, which they don't care about at all. Half an hour. No, it's about an hour and a half left. So around the time your shift will be wrapping up, you can wait and see if you want, unless there's anything you want to do before that.
I think wait and see.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna. I kind of work my way over to them and just say, I think we should finish up, and then wait and see if he comes out, and then follow him. So we won't go all the way out of the mine, just halfway out of the mine, and then follow after him.
Kayla nods.
Okay. An hour and a half goes by, and the elevator not arrived this time.
Oh.
Do you want to wait any longer or wrap up your...
Are they trying to be okay, your shift's over, get out?
Ernie come down. I mean, it depends on if you're going to wait. If you go, you'll probably run into them. If not, then in another 5-10 minutes, you'll probably see Bert and Ernie.
Excuse me, what's your overtime policy? Is it like time and a half or?
Bert and Ernie, have arrived here at the end of your shift. You just get paid for the day. That's it. It's a static pay. You can work more if you want, but you get paid any extra.
Kaylin drops the
Yeah,
pickaxe.
Arms tired, yeah, from a day of hard labor. Tink, tink.
Are the two guards still standing at the elevator, Dan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ready to go then, folks?
I think so.
I'm going to go casually walk up to one of the guards still standing by the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, so I'll lean on something again, trying to look cool, but I'm really not.
Nice.
So I was, looking for the guard I was talking to earlier. Jerry, I think. Did he get off work early?
No, he's still down in the next level of the mine.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Will he be back here tomorrow?
I don't know. Supposed to be, but I can't say much more. I don't know.
I just stand there and smile.
Nice. He awkwardly kind of stands there for a minute. Well, like, I gotta get back to work.
Okay. Enjoy your shift.
And steps back like a couple of feet.
I'll turn around and saunter back to everyone else.
Okay.
Casually glance over my shoulder and try to wink, but blink my eyes instead.
Nice. They're watching like.
Kaylin's so smooth. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's all I wanted.
Ernie leads the
I'm ready
way,
to
and nice. Bert stands to the side behind. Who else is going behind Kaylin?
I will.
Okay, Kaylin, Mina, Blueberry,
Emma.
probably. Yes, okay. So they just sort of, sandwich you in and guide you back up to the entrance. And it's almost the same crew that was out there the other night, Mina, when you talked to them. Yeah, good day, Bert and Ernie say. And they head back down the shaft. The top elevator. And your workday's wrapped up. Outside at one of those tables, though, hey, you got to get your pay. And they
Go to the table to get our pay.
Yeah.
All right. They look at your cards. Okay. You get however much. I'll look at the last episode to find out. And they give you a pouch each of that much gold. And
are there any of is the one of the guards that we talked to last night that I talked to last night there?
yeah, it's most of the same. Like 3 out of the 4 are the same that were at this side table.
So when we're done, I'm just gonna kind of like walk by and just kind of like meet his eye and just be like, "Hey, quick question."
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have a quick question. I don't know if you saw this. There was, oh man, this really interesting looking fellow that we saw down there in the mine. I don't know, maybe you can tell me a little bit about him. He kind of looked like an orc goblin kind of guy. He's like really skinny. Do you know him? Like that was is certainly not some race I've seen before.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I think like I'm the most interesting looking guy around. So like I mean, if you want to ask about me, that's cool. Like you know, I can't say that I you know, and you can see a little bit. I mean, he's a little bit of fear maybe behind his face and his eyes there. Yeah, I think like I've seen that guy, but I don't really know who he is. He just, you know, has
Yeah, he
permission to
seems
come
kind
in.
of what's the word, frightening. I just want to
Yeah.
know, like, should I, like, where should I avoid? Do you know where he hangs out so then I don't go there? Because I don't want to run into that
Yeah, like make a persuasion check with advantage because this guy isn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
again. Persuasion. I don't think I have anything that can help me. Nope. That's a 10.
Okay. Let's see what
Oh.
he. Oh, all right. I guess he's feeling moderately intelligent tonight. Yeah, like I couldn't really say like you know, maybe look around at some of the shadier places in town. Tilted
And
Shed,
keep
maybe.
I naturally stay away from those.
Yeah, like steer clear of like that.
Okay.
Lots
Well,
of
thank you
pronouns.
for your help.
Yeah, sure.
Mina kind of turns around and goes,
Maybe I'll see you around sometime, he says as you're walking away.
Yeah, sure.
Ah, sweet. Guys, did you hear that? Turns around, sits down at the table, all excited.
And she's like,
Nice.
Kaylin smiles at Mina and it's like, well, that was something.
worked just about as well as yours did. No, yours worked better.
All right, you all, managed to find your way back to the place where you're staying. But Emil, Brixie, and everyone else. And it's after meal time, or we'll say everyone's wrapping up their meals, but you're able to chat if you want to while you're out there eating.
Yeah.
Oh, my shoulders.
So, did anyone see Blueberry head down into the elevator?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
His head
I
up for
wonder
me.
what they were really hiding in those carts.
Well, Blueberry said that he saw some black powder down there, as well as some water and some caves. Right, Blueberry?
Water, caves, and sorry, scarfing his food down. Black powder. Came back with black powder.
Did the caves look like that they led anywhere that you could see, or you couldn't
Too
see?
far.
Or did you get out too far?
What about the water? Was it part of a river, like that underground river?
More than river.
What do you mean?
Bigger.
A waterfall or just the ocean?
No waterfall, just wide.
How close are we to the coast?
Maybe like 3 miles away.
So it probably isn't that.
I mean, I would say that they probably have their sewers probably they would go into the ocean. So,
Or maybe there's an underground lake.
Yes, much like lake.
No.
Yeah, nom nom nom.
No.
Sorry, Death. I'm so sorry if I'm doing this.
Corgi nom.
Yeah.
Dan, did you say that Emil and Brixie are back at the table, are back at the inn with us?
If they want to be, yep.
Okay.
They've
Okay.
arrived. Mm-hmm.
Did you come get us?
Ooh, did you
Probably
guys
not.
stop
We
for that?
probably just guessed he would come back. Or at least I
Nice.
didn't. Or the rest of us didn't.
Gosh, what's taking them so long? Jeez.
They probably, after a while, you'd remember, or you'd be like, "Oh, okay, you're up at the church."
Are you guys
Engagement.
there? Warren? Are you there?
Wherever Warren
Is it
goes,
before
Brixie
sunset
goes.
or is it after sunset?
Probably just before, like an hour or so before sunset.
I'm just gonna say, wherever Warren, Emil goes, Brixie goes.
Okay.
So I'm just a follower.
Well, this is a bit tricky because Emil really wants to go to the library tonight. So
If you're still at the library, Caitlin would probably come look for you.
I think actually I'll kind of send Seb around to look for them, but I won't leave the church just yet. But
Okay.
I'm yeah, that's what I'll do.
With Seb on the lookout and knowing, the party so well, he does catch them as they are on their way back to the place they're staying. And, telepathically reports back. Found him. Back to the inn.
Okay, I'll let Brixie know, and since they're headed to the inn, Brixie and I can, as long as there's still daylight, we'll make a run for the inn, I guess.
Before we do that, I'm gonna try to find the kids to let them know where we're gonna be.
All right. You pop open the hatch, or well, actually, you go to pop open the hatch, and it's latched. They seem to, for security, they latch it. You do the knock.
Yeah, I knocked 3 times and then 5 times.
Okay. You do that, and you hear, and you hear the flat open up, latch, and you see Susan's head, and just a little bit through. She's trying to open this heavy trap door. She's struggling with it a
I'll
bit.
help her.
Oh, sorry. Yes. What can I do? It's just her this time.
Just letting you know that we're going to be at the inn. So if you are needing us, that's where you can find us.
Oh, okay, neat. We'll definitely do that then if we need you. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
And wait. Oh no, I don't have Druidcraft as a cantrip. I was gonna Druidcraft her a little flower to give her, but I don't have that spell.
She's just kind of like looks up at your horns, and you've easily opened up this door and stuff. I really think you're really, she's kind of playing with her fingers. I really think that you're really brave and strong. I hope that I can grow up to be like you and my mom. Thank you.
I just give her a hug.
She kind of gets her face squished in for a minute. Oh, okay, bye. And she kind of turns and goes down the stairs. After you lower the door, you hear it slap, go back into place. And you're able to follow Emil back to the inn, where he arrives and sees the rest of you sitting down wrapping up dinner. Food, and you may or may not want to do this evening.
So while we're still at the table, so should we have a plan for tomorrow when we go back down there?
Plans are nice. I like plans.
Or should we go tonight when there's fewer people? and they could be still down there if we wanted to catch them down there. I don't know how easy it would be to get down there while there's more guards at the lift.
I definitely think that probably want to avoid a fight if at all possible.
Yeah, we really just kind of want information. We're not gonna shut this down.
But we ran into, or we saw the guy with the. Did everyone notice the Crimson Fang tattoo on his neck? The big guy?
Mina and Em, your head, blueberries are.
Yeah, I definitely noticed it. So he's definitely, and he fit the description that Sterling Sam gave of Tal'Wraith pretty well. I can remember. So we're definitely dealing with someone that is very powerful. I just wonder if there's a different, but I doubt that they would have any way that they have down into that bottom level would be heavily guarded, even if we could find another way in.
Em jumps in and says, I want answers on my brother. Care if that's him or finding out where it is and snooping for information. Or it's too.
Did your friend give you any information where you would find him?
That was in case you.
No. I was asking Mina if her friend gave her any information
okay,
on
sorry.
where to find Tal'Wraith.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
You did hear him mention. I'll throw it in there because I don't think I got it. The tilted shack.
The tilted shack.
Mm-hmm.
That's a.
You're not sure. You got the impression he was talking about a tavern.
I'll sell this. He did mention that apparently he likes to hang around the more unsavory parts of town, which doesn't surprise me. He mentioned the tilted shack, and I'll look at Felix like, you're from this area, what is that?
A super shady tavern. Tons of. If there's something. I mean, it wasn't that bad beforehand, but you watched it become that as all this transpired. It became like the hub of like the darkers and twisted illegal. Almost for.
The dark web of Bridgeport.
For real, yeah.
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
It was a family-owned home before, and they cleared it out and set it up as a bar.
We'll just head over there and slice somebody's arm off to show them who's boss, and then try to get a ride out of here.
It's going a little too far.
Felix shot first.
Felix, do you have any ideas of anything that could be done besides just going to work tomorrow, since you know the area?
I was thinking that Dan, they didn't check our bags really when we went down there, right? I was thinking we could maybe load up with some alcohol from the bar up here and maybe persuade the guards to trade us for some water. And then
Or
get them.
we could offer them some water or some of your fine cooking treats.
Yeah.
Because they
Laced with
probably don't
something.
get, yeah, they probably don't get that much down here. And there are ways to make people sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Keelan's having a hard time catching on.
At this time,
Mhm.
Brixie lays the table and calls it a night, and then
Okay.
she wants to. Goodness gracious, it's been a week. It's been a hard 3 weeks.
Yeah.
See if she can contact her mentor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a wisdom check if you would, Brixie, to see the connection.
Whoops, it's off my die. Wisdom check. Ugh. 12 plus what? 15.
Okay. Brixie, as you drift off to sleep and get into the theta wave portion of your rest, you slip into this dream state where you are standing on the edge of a forest. There's this clearing that essentially it's a hill that's going upward. It's all forest, and you're on the edge of this forest where it turns into a clearing at the apex of this hill. And there's a single massive tree up on the apex of this hill. Tall grass, 1.5 2 feet, flowing with the wind as it blows fairly strong every so often. The leaves are swaying in the wind. However, you see some motion of their own. You recognize this tree as that mentor in this treant form. And one of its branches, you're looking at its back, so you don't see its face, but you can tell, where its arm, the branches that are its arms are, as one of them sort of bends around and turns almost into the shape of a hand and points out past the apex of the hill, so you'd have to climb up next to it to look down.
I can wild shape into anything when I'm in the dream state, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a raven like last time. Fly.
Oh, nice. Shift your form down into this raven and take flight. You feel the strength of the breeze as gusts come by every so often, and you soar up and above and beyond the treant, focusing on where its leafy branches were pointing. And you see, you fly over the top of a hillside covered in forest until you reach an area that looks like the side of a hill with a large cave entrance in it, except instead of just being stone, it almost looks like if stone could rot. That's what it looks like in this dream. And in the dream state, you just perceive it as such, as rotten stone. And as you fly near to it, you just feel drawn into it. And it feels a little bit dangerous at first, but then you feel sort of the guidance of your mentor. So you, just in the dream state, accept that and fly down into this cave. And you see the further in you go, the more and more it becomes like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. It's just this rotten cave system. And you can feel this like pulsating evil down near its base. And as you get closer and closer, you open up into this large cavernous area. And across the way, you see a big face of rotten rock that has a number of different cave systems in it that seem to go into different directions. but 2 of the cave sections become eyes that widen far beyond what they should, like eyeballs almost, without anything, the eyelids around them, bulging out of the side of the mountain face. And rock starts to slide out of another cave, forming a tongue that whips around and lashes out against the rotten rock nearby. And it starts to pull itself as though it's trying to come out of the mountain face toward you. And it's pulling and stretching against the rock that seems to be restraining it until it breaks free and like a rubber band shoots towards you, this face like a big skull, mouth agape, as you snap awake. Bit of a cold sweat, heart rate about halfway through your...
Has my heart rate gone up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming. Yeah. Just in a state of shock, she goes back down to the party, and she just turns into her cat form.
Okay.
Because she's never had that. She assumes that was a nightmare, but she's not for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So she finds comfort in the party. So she goes back downstairs, and particularly she finds a meal. She just hops into his lap and just what cats do. Just circle,
Yeah.
and then just light, and then I'll just fall asleep in cat form. Just, yeah.
All right. The rest of the party, you have anything else you want to do, or any further conversation as you...
So are we wanting to go to this tilted shack tavern?
Not sure if anybody really wants to go there. It's usually out of necessity.
Would there be any benefit to going there, do you think?
I
Go
think,
check it out.
yeah, go see. If he's not there, it's possible we can look around and find his things and get some questions and not to M, and get some answers without having to face him directly.
I agree. I think the more we find out about him, better chances we'll have. We could also, now that we know what he looks like, ask the mining site as well. But we also don't want to arouse suspicion.
And well, is he the Fang member in charge of this area?
That
Sam
would be...
told us if it's who if it is indeed Tal'Wraith, I don't know that for 100% certain. He just fits the description that Trilling Sam gave us. But if he is,
It sounds like he's part of the Crimson Fang, which is kind of the shadow organization that's behind all this. We still haven't met Berenger Dumond, who's part of the Crimson Order, which is like the face organization, or the sub-organization, I guess.
I say we take a look around and see what we find.
What, tonight?
Yes, because he was in the mine still. He hadn't come up by the time we had left.
probably
I don't really want to be out and about after dark. Well, not me personally. I don't.
I was going to say, we probably don't want the entire group to go anyways, because we don't want just an entire group of renegades bursting in to a shady tavern. I did promise Emil that I would let him use my library tonight. Dan, I have to go with someone when they use the library, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
M's like, I'm in. I need answers.
So if Felix, Mina, if you and Emrysina want to go in, that'd probably be a good number, I would say. If you're all up for doing that.
I should probably change my outfit first. I still have my clerical robes on. Why would a cleric be going to a tavern like this?
Blueberry, are you going to go with them, or are you going to stay at the end?
Arf, which we'll fill in later with Beth's answer.
Okay. I figure Blueberry should have a say. I'm guessing Brewer's just up in the rooms or something, Dan.
Yeah, he's sort of staying out of sight currently.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Like I said, wherever Emil goes, Brixie goes, so.
Unfortunately, I can't let you into the library, though. I can only allow 2 people, including myself and a friend. My spell doesn't allow 3 people to go in.
You haven't been back to the Roomkeeper? I mean, that's accurate as to what you know. You haven't been back to the Roomkeeper to learn more, but it did let a third entity in, which I think was Blueberry. Just in case that's something you noticed.
Sure.
We could certainly try.
Yes.
All right. So Kaylin, you're going to cast or we'll say dinner wraps up. Everyone has sort of their plan in place. Kaylin, you find where do you want to set the opening to your Mordenkainen's latitude?
I think last time I kind of stepped outside to do it.
Okay. So you step outside. There's a small alleyway in between this building and the next. Anyway, if you want to use that.
Yeah.
You cast a spell, and of course, Kaylin, you're able to step inside. Emil, you're able to follow. And Brixie, you're going to go for it too? In cat form? Okay. You take a few leaps, leap up, and go through and enter the library.
Oh, it worked. Good.
And Kaylin, make an intelligence check if you would. Or Arcana, now that I think about it, since you...
I rolled a 19 naturally.
It doesn't matter either way, then, yeah. Okay, you feel, you knew beforehand it was strictly 2 entities, period, you and another. And the fact that it's letting a third in likely means that your arcane ability, the innate arcane ability you hold for this spell, has increased enough to allow 3 people in.
Ooh.
And because of your sage background and the amazing roll you did, I don't have it up right now, but I'll give you some more of the details after that. You think it may also allow for a longer time frame to keep it open. Like there may be other benefits to increasing.
Okay. All right.
You 3 head in there. M go. Reaches out, of course, to Mina and Felix after they're done eating and comes up to them. I'll follow your lead, but I'm eager to find something. I'm ready when you
are. Mina's gonna go change out of her clerical stuff and just kind of do the wandering, typical rogue-like drow that you see, cutthroat, how she was 100 years ago.
Okay, nice. All right, you shifted.
And she'll wear short sleeves, showing her spider tattoo, and she will hide her her holy symbol. She needs the holy symbol to cast stuff.
Gotcha. Took that out of sight. Spider tattoo, Lolth tattoo out there. Ready to lock and load. M just has like this angry face of like, I want answers and I'm done with it, the Crimson Fangs crap. So she's already looking the part. She has her wings fluffed out so that they take up a bunch of space. It's just like roll. And Felix, do you want to change your Farmer Fred appearance at all?
No, I think I'll keep Farmer Fred, but I'm gonna head up to Harshep at the bar and see if he sells growlers to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does in fact. Yep.
Sweet. I'm gonna pick up I'll pick up 2 growlers of whatever the strongest.
Ah, the
whatever he wants.
strongest. You got it, lad. Get you hooked up. You
Hey,
the
Dan.
strongest. Yeah.
Before they continue, can I RP something really quick?
Yeah,
The
sure.
library? Okay, so when we all get in,
Mhm.
I want to tell Emil, feel free to use, to do any research that you need. I won't bother you because, it seems like you're going to do your own research right now.
Well, I mean, I could use your help.
Sure. Yeah. Kaylin pipes up. Yeah, I'd be happy to help. Yeah.
Brixie in Catpoint just looks at Emil like, "Are you sure?" Kind of look.
I'm not sure how a cat's facial expression, because the only expression I've got from a cat was indifference. But so I feel like
I think maybe a narrowed eyes.
no matter how
raised
expression, yeah. Kaylin, when I spoke to Sterling Sam when we last met him, I told him about some of the things that had happened to me recently that you guys are not aware of, and it seems like I may be turning into a vampire.
Wow.
That was my reaction, actually. Yes.
That's something.
He has reason to believe that I may be able to either reverse the transformation or not fully transform. Help is coming for me, but I don't want to go out after dark. I prefer to be on holy ground. I don't want to go underground where it's dark. And I'm afraid I may be at my worst a danger to others. I thought you should know, because you've called me out for not sticking with the team, and that's why I'm not sticking with the team.
Kaylin hugs him.
Emil
Let's
returns
fix
up.
this.
Yes. And then Emil takes out the dagger from his sheath and hands it to her and says, "Please keep this with you in case the day comes that we can't fix it and I have to be stopped."
Okay. Kaylin will put it into her bag. Not really looking up to him because she's probably teary-eyed.
Mm.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
At this point, Brixie just I'm gonna risk it. I'm transform back into my tiefling form. Anything happen?
You remain in the library.
I'll put my hand on Brixie. Like, you helped me realize something about my library. Something new. Welcome.
I just give her a smile and then contemplating about either whether to tell Emil about her dream or wait, and she walks off and just sits. Finds a random chair and just sits.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You three begin the night in the library as such. Felix, Mina, and Emrysina are all changed or have everything they want and are ready to head over. And I'll say, if you guys want to head over there just to get a lay of it before we finish the night, that's fine. Felix, you know the way if you want to lead, or...
Sure, yeah. Yeah, probably, even if it's like dark out, I could probably find my way over there.
Yeah, you still, I mean, it's sort of like second nature, like riding a bike where, you have a pretty good idea. The place looks a little more trash than it had, when all this first began, of course, but still in one piece. You can hear the raucous nature of it inside from 50, 60 feet away as you approach this building. It's very brightly lit and has a number of red lanterns around the porch area out front. Some inside as well that give it this reddish hue to the light, sort of a spooky, ominous kind of feeling. Again, it used to be a family home. Family of 5 used to live there that were taken care of, quote unquote, and the house was taken over for this purpose. The main area is the used to be a living area. It's been cleared out. The living area, the kitchen, and all that has been cleared out to make room for this tavern and bar section. You all approach. How do you want to enter or approach it?
Mina's she's brushing off the dust and going back to the skulker. Got her daggers at the ready and a crossbow right there, and she's just gonna walk in.
Oh, that happened. Felix is gonna unscrew the top of one of the growlers that he got and just like douses himself a little bit with some beer.
Nice.
And then starts stumbling in.
Em's like just following up, like lets her wings smack into the doors. She pushes in behind you. The 3 of you walk in, and you're just greeted with a scene. It's like 3 times as loud as you step inside. There's all sorts of debauchery in here. Naked and half-naked people around the inside of this tavern. People playing really dangerous games. They don't have like Russian roulette, but it's sort of, the finger stabbing and things like that. People placing bets on all sorts of unsavory things. They've got people that are clearly victims in here that they're making do. So like, how many tacks can you swallow before you, things like that. It's just a really nasty, nasty place. There's so many people. There's probably in a space fit for probably like 10 people comfortably. There's probably about 20, 21 or so. And you all walk in. There's really no place to sit, but there is a small bar that they've set up. There's only 3 people sitting at the bar. There's an empty 4 stools.
Okay, I'll just go up to the bar. Just get me something heavy.
Guy behind the bar is half elf, eye patch, the whole works and stuff. Big bushy beard. Even though he's a half elf, like clearly he's been through something. Because then pours you a heavy drink. Next to you, there's in the bar stool next to you, there's gentleman, probably in his mid-40s, late 40s, very dapper, slick back hair, sort of like a salt and pepper. He's got like a streak of gray that runs through it, and he's dressed in fairly nice attire, a little flashy but nice. And he looks over and says, looks at you, sees your spider tattoo, and sees, Felix sort of stumbling in behind you and the giant wings on Emrysina, and takes, I haven't seen you folks here before. Well, the seat, drinks on me. And he gives a nod to the bartender. Whatever they want. Oops. Name's Rex. And reaches out his arm to shake.
I just look at him.
Oh, ornery, huh? Feisty.
Careful.
Well, pull up a seat, drink until you've had your... Why, Discord? Why?
So close. This close.
That was
So
not
close.
bad, I guess. That was, yeah, once at the very beginning, once at the end. Fill your bellies till you've, you can't drink anymore. And, tell us, what your pleasure is. And he kind of looks back at the building and all the madness going on there. And looks at you all with like this big, eager smile, toothy, like, what's your pleasure? And that's where we'll wrap up tonight's session. You hear a person screaming in the back as they swallow another tack. Ha! That's 15! Someone's shouting. Oh, brutal.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Oh, guys, it's so nice to have a session. I'm sorry it was a little more punchy. I'm not feeling well, and I'm out of sorts. I'm just out of the swing of things. So next week I'll have my game back on.
Hey, you'll get your swing back for Halloween.
Yes. If you all want to do any costumage, that's A-okay and promoted. I'm probably gonna do my floating head because it's so easy to not easy per se, but it's something I know I can do, and I have the stuff.
I found tiefling horns yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get paid." They were gone.
Oh, that stinks.
Well, it was kind of like Day of the Dead, but I was gonna add bright flowers on it. But
oh yeah. Oh.
no, not anymore.
Oh, maybe I'll look around and see if there's something else I can.
I will have my version of the Critical Role DM.
Nice.
My version of the DM.
Awesome. Very cool.
I met somebody at APON that did the intro, what Matt wore in the intro for the last campaign, and she made like all the masks. Like there was a Gilmore one.
No way.
Golly. Alora, Kima, like all different NPCs that Matt has done, and it was like fantastic, and like she got the armor down perfect.
That's amazing.
I put somebody in chat, Blondie, to raid. So.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, which chat? The
Our Discord chat.
Oh, I see. It's telling me. I can't jump off it, or it'll change your pictures. Blondie, BLONDIE?
Yeah, _420.
Blondie _420. Okay. So we're gonna raid Blondie here. I'm not sure. What do they do for streams?
Right now she is playing golf with friends with her community.
Ah, neat. Okay. We'll go in and
they have golf with friends have like their Halloween stuff. So
neat. Well, chat, thank you so much for being here and being awesome. Thank you for the cheers. Thank you for the host. Thank you for the raid. Gosh, I'm gonna have to go back
from Sarah.
Neat. Yes. And Sarah, yay! Thank you, Sarah. I didn't even say I've got to roll back and read chat. And thank you, players, for being here. Such a blast. Things will kick up a notch here this next sesh. So come back and catch us next Friday for Stormfall. We do it every Friday night. We should be back on to every Friday night now, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. We have our All Evil campaign on Tuesday nights, Kira's Lament, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank
Eastern
you.
time.
Yes, thank you, Eastern time. Like I'm missing something. A little brain foggy. I'm going to put us into raid here now because that takes a minute to set up.
You can, they've redone it to where you can hit raid when you're ready to raid.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, we'll catch you all over there, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody.
Live on to prosper.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.